and welcome back to Poplet Book Club. Today we are discussing our March book, Oona Out of Order by Margarita Montemor. This is Montemor's first widely published book, and it has been quite the hit. It received a star review from Library Journal and won in the relationship category of the American Library Association's 2021 reading list. The story is also being developed into a series by Amazon Studios. It's definitely still grabbing readers' attentions a year since it's been published, so let's get into why that is. Oona Out of Order begins on New Year's Eve of 1982. The next day will bring a new year, along with Oona Lockhart's 19th birthday. Oona is living in the moment, enjoying the night with her friends, and putting off her decision between college and touring with the band. Unexpectedly, this decision gets delayed for much longer than intended when at the stroke of midnight, Oona wakes up in 2015 in the body of her 51-year-old self. Thus begins in Oona's new, non-sequential life in which she must grapple with never knowing where or when the next year will take her. Oona is, of course, the main character of the story. She has a mind for finances and a talent for music. Across her ages, she keeps track of stocks, thus allowing her to live her life as she chooses without having to worry about income. This is especially important to her because she starts each jump fresh, with only the memories of the years that she has lived through. Any year that she has skipped is a mystery to her. Her mentality also matches her lived years, so that her maturity is at times at odds with her physical self. If this sounds confusing at all, I can assure you that it flows very well in the story and shouldn't be a problem for most readers to understand. It's hard for me to pin down Oona's personality traits for most of the book, but I think that's fair since she is going through a very arduous process of discovering who she is for herself. Out of the side characters, the major player is Oona's mother, Madeline. Madeline knows about Oona's predicament and thus acts as Oona's main support, providing a constant through her years of chaos. Madeline has always been a free spirit and pushes Oona to accept and persevere through her hardships while continuing to seek out and revel in the happier moments. These two characters create a dichotomy between self-doubt and persistence, and between worry and faith in the unknown. While this novel uses a sort of time travel to structure the plot, it is not a science fiction novel. This story is primarily about a modern woman's self-discovery. At 18, Oona is trying to decide what direction to go with her life, much like any other young adult. However, as she lives through different random years of her life, it feels like her life has already been decided for her. Despite her understanding, or lack thereof, of her situation at the onset of any given year, the previous chronological year has put her into specific positions with other people, places, and experiences that heavily influence how she lives. Therefore, as the story progresses, Oona increasingly sees the importance of living in the present. While it may almost seem an easier conclusion to someone who can neither remember their past nor be able to plan for their future, Montemor shows that no matter what your age or position in life, it is hard to let go of your worries and anticipations in order to fully experience life as it currently is. The other themes in this novel fit in nicely with the plot. Madeline is the fulcrum to Oona's constantly shifting world, and their unique mother-daughter relationship offers an interesting look at how that relationship evolves over time. Kenzie's character shows how a close friend is synonymous with family, and how that friendship can stand the tests of absence and time. This story is also at times a love letter to music. Whether or not you're a fan of any of the bands that are mentioned, most people can relate to how music provides comfort and happiness, even when they are hard to find in the world around yourself. All right, I am going to move on to discussion questions now, so please answer these or give your other thoughts on this novel in the comments. Oona has a no-spoiler approach to time travel and takes precautions to reveal certain things about her future, but keep others secret via her annual letters. Do you agree with her approach? Do you think she was better off trying to prevent her mistakes or learn from them? And if you were to switch places with Oona, how much of your future would you reveal, and would you add or remove from the letters? Oona experiences a variety of romantic connections throughout the course of the novel. How do these affect her views on romantic relationships? Una's relationship with her mother is both comforting and frustrating for both of them. How do you think Madeline felt meeting a new version of her daughter each year? How did you feel about the way that she handled her relationship with Oona in the novel? How much of Una's destiny do you think is predetermined? Do you think she's capable of changing her future? What do you think this book ultimately says about fate versus free will? And do you agree or disagree with that? What was your favorite section in the novel? Is there a year of Una's life that she would have liked to read about that wasn't included? And if you could jump back or forward into any era of your life, when would it be? Oona Out of Order was a really sweet novel and a unique take on a story of self-discovery. I would encourage you to give this book a shot if you're still on the fence about it, because I think you will be pleasantly surprised by it. It's a mature and heartfelt in ways I wasn't expecting, and a refreshing take on a general character-driven fiction. If you'd like to order it, you can get a physical copy through Laurel in regular or large print. If you would like read-alike suggestions, a couple of options are In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle and Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. If you would like to delve into the music of the novel, Montemore did make a Spotify playlist for it, which I have a link to in the description as well. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you have a great start to your spring, and I will see you next month for our discussion of The Book of Longings by Sue Monk Kidd. Until then, happy reading.